There is more breaking news out of Ontario, where at a public school, a Catholic 16-year-old was suspended. You heard last week, suspended pending expulsion for daring to wear a shirt, a hoodie, saying there are only two genders. We're with the mother, Kate O'Kane, right now because there's been another meeting. Kate O'Kane is here to respond to a meeting that she taped with the principal of the school, Carrie Moore. Kate, welcome back to the program.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Tell us, what is this new news? This happened on Monday. It was a meeting that you had with Malachy, your son, 16-year-old, just turned 16, and the school principal, Carrie Moore. What happened?
Well, essentially, last week, after the original story was released, the next day, all of the staff came to school wearing pride flags and LGBTQ support. Monday morning, when we addressed this issue, she said that the staff can wear whatever they want. When we addressed that the children are being told they're not allowed to wear their opinions on their shirts, but the staff is, she basically said it doesn't matter. So if he continues to wear that clothing, there will be continued consequences and so forth.
Now, Malachy's president for this meeting as well, is he?
He is, yeah.
And who else is in the room with you?
Wojtek Chermak, who is the vice principal, who basically sat there silent the entire time, and Carrie Moore, who is the principal, she took over that meeting, and okay. Malachy spoke a bit, and myself.
Good. Okay, well, let's listen to the clip right now, and I'd like to get your reaction right after.
The trick for us is that anytime those beliefs come up against the messages of hate or intolerance towards other people, there are outcomes. So
you won't tell me what to believe, but you'll tell me how to believe it. Yeah,
I'll tell you all beliefs have limits. Okay.
Can we address Friday, actually?
Friday.
Yeah, that's when Kate Pullman said majority of the staff all had on pride and rainbow clothing.
Okay.
She said at least half the staff, and that lots of the kids were commenting as to why so many staff had on pride clothes, rainbows, pride support.
That's staff are welcome to wear what they like.
I see.
Staff can wear what they like. Their opinion, which go against others, which would create intolerance.
It's not
right?
Going against others. In that
it literally is, though. You're saying he can't wear that because it creates hate and intolerance. And then the staff can wear what they want, which in turn, if we reverse it, creates hate and intolerance.
If there were messages of hate and intolerance on staff shirts, then absolutely they would have been asked to remove them and there would have been follow-up. But wearing a pride flag is not that.
Nor is stating that there are two genders.
That's a fact, though.
And that's the piece. We will disagree on that. So to be clear, moving forward, if there's language like that on any clothing, or you're engaging in activities or using language verbally that has similar messaging, then we will need to be following up. Okay. I know Mr. Gillum, you've been waiting for a response from him. He mentioned that he's drafting an email right now as well that he's got for you. And so we can wait and see what that says as well, and then follow up further from there.
Okay, well, you are free under human rights. Where's your human rights poster? There's a human rights poster on the wall, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Free to express themselves, free to...
We're all born free and equal. Everyone has the right to live.
Except you're not equal. You're not equal unless...
Respecting human rights is a collective responsibility. If it was sub-collective, then I guess you guys would be. But you're not.
So you have that on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And you're telling kids they're
right?
free to believe as they want because they're actually free to express themselves. But if it's under what you deem, because you're deeming this as hate, you and the staff are deeming this as hate. This is coming from the staff, and then you're pulling up the board, and then you're collectively coming and saying, this is hate, stifle this, quick, shut them up.
Anything that is related to hate or intolerance towards another group is where the limit lies.
Okay, but so this is the problem.
So I can say that yours is hate towards me.
It's intolerance towards straight people, essentially. Then
technically, what you're saying is what I wear is hate, and I could just reverse it and say what you wear is hate, or what the staff says.
So again, this isn't something that we're going to continue to debate. It's clear we're on two different sides of this.
It's clear.
Yes.
Mr. Gillum will be following up as well. If that's not something that you're comfortable with, then we would need to speak with Mr. Gillum about what.
So what about all of the students here the majority of these students that feel the same way, but you're telling them they're not allowed to say it. Because you told Desmond the other day it needs to be kept behind closed doors. Mr. Chairman told me the day he called me into the office when Desmond collapsed that transgender men, or women, sorry, so men, biological men, weren't allowed to partake in women's sports. Mr. Chairman here told me that should be kept inside Desmond's head. Those opinions, which is 70% of the population of Canada, say those opinions should be kept inside Desmond's head.
There's a pride flag on your door, by the way. That's an opinion. Just so you know.
So you're saying your opinions very clearly all over the school. You wear them on your clothes. But when the kids say how they feel, which is opposition to what you feel, you silence them and kick them out or tell them to keep it inside their head. How do you justify telling a child that?
So if you'd like to stay today.
So there, you close your book because there's nothing to say?
It's true, we are not going to continue to debate.
You can't continue to debate because you've been told not to debate any further.
So
The school board has told them to stop talking.
if you are so for the day today, you are welcome. But you know where the boundaries are.
Well, I'm not technically welcome then.
You're not welcome if you disagree with how they feel. Anyway, start your day. We'll see how it goes. I'll talk to this board.
Okay, basically ended there. Is that right?
Mhm.
Was there anything after
Yeah,
that?
he went off down the hall. He went off down the hall and I left.
Okay. So, Kate, let me get your reaction first of all. I mean, that exchange must have been incredibly frustrating for you.
Yeah, it is frustrating because you're basically talking to deaf ears. They're told how they are allowed to believe and their paychecks depend on it. So anything that comes down from the board is given to them and they say it, and that's all there is to it. So the school board has silenced them essentially. So they'll just continue to repeat the same things and there will be no conversation. Like they said, there is no debate here. This is what we say and it goes.
What's incredible
Regardless of the number of children.
Yeah, what's incredible to me is the clear, like it's good for us to do and not for you, and we're minding. Is it so? And you guys made the point so beautifully. You're like, wait a minute. So you guys are allowed to wear these T-shirts which totally fly in the face of my values, of my religion, of who I am, and that's the Pride LGBT posters and shirts and stuff that the teachers are wearing. And you're allowed to preach this to the children. In fact, they just had, you told me, the same day, an assembly for the students on this issue.
They pulled all the students in, I think from grade 4 to 10, I believe, where they had an assembly about discrimination. And now they have new human rights posters on the walls where the children can scan a QR code if they feel as though their human rights have been violated. And there's new gender unicorn posters all over the school as well, to where it basically just tells them, you know, there aren't only two genders. So in contrast, immediate contrast to what Malachy's shirt says, they go on the opposite end and then shove it in your face, but say, you be quiet, get out, be quiet and get out, because we have to say what we believe. And you have to believe it.
It's incredible. It's the imposition of a religion in a public school that claims to be, so equal. Nonsense. They're absolutely, it's anti-Christian, anti-family, and yet it's being imposed. And if you say anything about it or profess your beliefs, which are based in sanity, but even if you don't believe it's sanity and biology, which it is, let's say it's only religion. No, you can't do that. That's a violation of human rights. It's unreal.
Yeah. So while violating human rights, they're trying to say they're standing up for human rights.
Yeah. It is incredible. It is exactly the stuff of 1984, Aldous Huxley's work. I mean, it's The Brave New World. I mean, it's just so ridiculous. Let me just tell you, from the freedom-loving Canadians who are pro-family, as you said, the majority of Canadians who totally disagree with this gender nonsense and this imposition, thank you. Thank you for standing up. I think if most Canadian parents were to have followed your example and will now follow your example, Canada will turn the corner on this insanity and bring us back to a place where the majority are. It's incredible to me how radical our teachers are. To hear that the people who are giving education to our kids, the majority of them came the next day, the day it aired first on LifeSite, and we broke the story, that they came in with shirts totally antagonizing those students that agree with Malachy. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense to me. They're adults and they're bringing their politics into the class. The children have the right to attend school without being sexualized, without having this gender thrown in their face, without these complex gender identity issues constantly being discussed. And when they stand up against it, they're silenced and they're belittled and they're bullied, and they're being bullied by the adults. And the school board is supporting them.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Kate, thank you. Thank you so much for standing strong. Thank you to Malachy and all your family. Our prayers are with you. Our support is with you. If you want to go and support Kate, you can do so at lifefunder.com. We've got a Life Funder going on for Kate in their struggle against what's happening at the school. Please pray. Pray for Kate O'Kane, for Malachy and all her family. God bless you guys, and we'll keep on this story at LifeSiteNews.com.